Hello, my name is Margaret Smith. You can call me Mo, and I'm the founder of a company called I Love It When. Today, I want to take a moment to invite you to an upcoming workshop that's happening on Thursday, November 6th, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Marysville, Washington. This workshop is hosted by the Greater Marysville Tulalip Chamber of Commerce and sponsored by Core Contractors. The focus of this workshop is burnout prevention and recovery. And in this short video today, I aim to share a bit more about what we'll be doing during this experience so you know what to expect and why you should join us. We'll open the doors that day at 8 a.m. for some networking and a light continental breakfast. The workshop's going to happen between 9 and 11:30 a.m., and then we'll break for some more networking and lunch from 12 to 1. So who's this workshop for? This workshop is for employees, managers, executive leadership, parents, and essentially any human that is experiencing symptoms of stress. Symptoms of stress can look and manifest in a number of different ways. It could be trouble sleeping, general fatigue, low patience, or maybe you're experiencing feelings of frustration, anger, sadness, or more popping up on a regular basis. There's a lot happening in the world right now, and between what's happening in the world and what's happening in your own home or your workplace, stress can be an everyday thing quite often. My intention for this workshop is to help you assess where you're currently at and what you might want to shift or change in your life. And I'm going to give you some tools that I use on a daily basis that have helped me to regulate my nervous system, shift my subconscious beliefs, and thus feel safe enough to change my habits and behaviors, which is how my life has changed completely. So, who am I and why am I teaching this? Again, my name is Margaret Smith. I go by Mo, and I Love It When is a company that I started back in July of 2020 that provides professional and personal development, all aimed at helping you align with your true self, listening to your intuition, and taking action from that place. I'm an energy healer, a speaker, a coach, a podcast host. I also host retreats. I'm basically very passionate about getting to the root of any challenge. At different points in my life, I started to experience a lot of different physical symptoms that weren't too bad, but they were bad enough that they caught my attention. For example, at one point, I would wake up in the middle of the night with my stomach burning. Anywhere from 2 to 4 a.m., I was waking up 5 to 6 nights a week with this burning, and I couldn't figure out why or what was happening. I was constantly dealing with feelings, repetitive feelings of frustration, annoyance, resentment, anger, sadness, and it popped up on a regular daily basis. And I knew that this wasn't my normal, this wasn't my baseline. And I was also just done giving away so much every single day to everyone else besides myself. And I knew there had to be a better way. There had to be something else I could do to shift what was happening in my life. So I was reaching a place where it actually didn't feel good to give anymore. I was an overgiver and a people pleaser, and I was tired of trying to make everyone else happy and leaving myself last. I had to be that one, though, that person to finally make that decision. And I knew that I wanted to do it before it got any worse, before it got to be too late. As an energy healer, I'm going to bring a unique perspective to this workshop. We're going to talk about energy hygiene. And so one of the things that I like to do to explain how energy works for someone who may not be used to working with it is when we go through life and we experience different events and different traumas, if we don't feel the feelings that happen with that event and let them go, those feelings can get stuck in our body. And so let's say, for instance, that you experienced something in your life where you had some grief come up or some anger, and you didn't feel those feelings. If we imagine that this AirPod case is that grief and you didn't feel it and let it go, it stayed in your body and it got stuck there and it's stayed there and it's continued to maybe shift around a little bit or move to different spots, but it's never left you. And when something like that stays in your body, it can start to irritate whatever is around it. And this is what can start to show up in your body as physical symptoms. And so my goal with energy hygiene is to give you some tips and tricks that I use on a regular basis to cleanse your energy and release these things so that they don't inhibit you from living your life to the fullest. And so I think that's the unique perspective that I'll be bringing to this that perhaps you haven't experienced before, is talking about how you can pick up energy throughout the day that doesn't belong to you. And this alone can impact your presence, your health, and your well-being. If this resonates for you, I would love for you to sign up and join us on Thursday, November 6th at 8 a.m. in Marysville, Washington. And I'll take you through some experiences to begin to help you see how you can take baby steps towards change. So you can go to the Marysville Tulalip Chamber website and sign up for the event today. We also have an event on Facebook. Please feel free to invite your friends, family, colleagues, anybody who you think could benefit from this. And again, my intention for this workshop is to help you assess where you currently are and what you might want to shift or change in your life. And I'm going to give you some tools that you can walk away with that I use in my daily life that help me to regulate my nervous system, shift my subconscious beliefs, and thus feel safe enough to change my habits and behaviors, which is how my life has changed completely. I coach people to slow down because I believe that by slowing down, we actually speed up our manifestations and what we desire. What if you could get what you want in 3 steps versus 10? To be able to train yourself to slow down and regulate your nervous system so you can hear your true, authentic self and make decisions from that space. This is what we'll be aiming to do on November 6th. I also want to take a moment to thank our title sponsor, Core Contractors, for helping to make this entire event happen. If you're in the midst of a project and looking for some help, go to corecontractorsllc.com. They have 40 plus years of experience and they serve all over Western Washington in Snohomish, King, Skagit, Whatcom, Island, Pierce, and Kitsap counties. So go check out their website today. Early bird tickets for this workshop are available now at $50 per person. They will be $75 per person at the door. And also the first 55 people to purchase their ticket and save their spot will be put in a raffle for a chance to win a free 90-minute breakthrough session with me, which is valued at $444. Please share this with your community, neighbors, local nonprofits, and businesses. Let's get together and let's heal together. I'll see you there.